007, turn right, heading 185, reduce speed 180 knots.
185 on the heading, 180 on the speed Gulf Air 007.
Speedbird 124, reduce speed 160 knots to 40 me.
Reduce 160 to 4014.
Hello there guys, Matt here. I hope you're all well. Long time no speak. So, the last time I made a video with a title like this, a few of you went a little bit, let's say, off the rails about it. So hopefully this time around it won't go quite as bad. Now, over the last couple of months, I have had numerous people come up to me, and rightly so, saying to me, Matt, your content is to be quite frank, shit. What's going on? Like, you're not doing anything really new or anything interesting or anything unique, and everything is very samey and it's just meh, it's not very good. And I completely agree. To be honest, since the middle of last year, so last summer, my head's really not been in the game of YouTube and definitely not Twitch as much as it used to be. And that's due to a variety of factors which I won't bore you with because they are the most mundane things ever. However, I do realise that there are a lot of you here, almost 80,000 of you, and there are also just over 25,000 of you on Twitch. And for some reason, I've just never been able to put that into perspective in my head. It's gone from being awesome to being overwhelming to being almost, I don't know, you just kind of get used to it, and there's no real perception or depth perception involved in the actual amount of people that are behind what I do and support me. It's also very easy to make promises and then 5 minutes later not keep the promises because you've really not thought ahead, or you just don't want to do it. It's that simple. So I'm making this video today really to have a bit of a rant and a bit of a ramble, and also tell you the direction in which I kind of want to go. This is almost like a last-ditch attempt for me with making a go of it, if you will, on YouTube and Twitch, because it's been getting me down a little bit recently. And when I say down, I don't mean in the sort of depressive sense, like the video I made on anxiety and stuff like that last year. What I mean by that is it's tiring me out, because I see the potential and I just don't know what to do with the potential, and I'm just sat here day in, day out, scratching my head, wondering what move to make next. Now, don't get me wrong, I've done some pretty cool things in the last year. I mean, we relaunched Project Fly in December, which is a resounding success. I don't think I've ever launched anything in my life that has come close to that level of success. I mean, it really speaks for itself. I don't need to spend all videos shouting it from the rooftops, but for the people that use it, they'll know that it is outstanding in comparison to version 1, and it's only going to get better. We have a really solid team behind that. But that's really nothing to do with YouTube and Twitch. That's a personal project of mine that I always wanted to bring to the community. But as far as videos and live streams go, that doesn't really concern it. I find myself these days getting increasingly more short of time. And I always used to put it down to being busy or having too much to do or yada yada yada, but I've actually come to realise that this isn't the case. There are a lot of people that say they're busy and a lot of people that say they've got a lot of things to do, and for them that might be fine, but I think the problem is with me. It's not that I have too much to do, it's that I don't manage my time properly. I can spend an entire afternoon just sitting pondering things instead of just getting on with stuff, and that really needs to stop. So I've set myself a little challenge, and it's something that I've wanted to do for years, and I've never really been able to stick to it. Back when I first started streaming, not even YouTube, I always wanted to set myself a schedule, and I've never really been very good at sticking with schedules because I'm a software developer, so I work from home and I work my own hours, so it doesn't really matter when I get stuff done as long as I get it done. But it's getting to a point now where I have so much on that should fit into my time that I am available to work, but I'm just micromanaging my time poorly and therefore need to employ some sort of schedule. So I am going to propose the following to myself. Whether you care or not is really not any of my concern, but I figured that a lot of you probably would, so it's easier for me to just stick it in a video and then see what happens. So let's kickstart the whole video situation. The videos I've been putting out over the past month or two have all been from Twitch. They've all been live stream snippets that have been edited together by Sam, and Sam was a roommate of mine who was doing a bit of editing for me, and they were just going on my YouTube. And to be honest, I hated it. I hated it because my usual quality of video was being destroyed, because all I was doing was uploading snippets of something that I did previously on a Twitch live stream, which at the best of times doesn't pose the best quality. And secondly, I didn't have control of my videos because I wasn't the one that was dealing with them. I wasn't editing them, it was somebody else. And I thought that having a second person in here to edit my stuff would be a good idea, but it turns out it's not. And that's just because I am a massive perfectionist and I hate the idea of someone else dealing with my shit, if you will. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to make at least 2 videos a week. Now, I don't know what they're going to be just yet. I'll get to that bit in a minute, but I want to do at least 2 videos a week, and I don't mean live stream snippets, I actually mean legit one-on-one, me sitting here, recording footage and talking like I used to do in a sort of first-person commentary fashion, if you will, and bringing back the old style school of videos. Now, you might remember that video I made last year where I said, look, these A to B flights aren't going to happen. And that, by majority, even today is still true, that those videos take a lot of time just because of the amount of effort that goes into finding aircraft, finding scenery, flying the flight, editing. It's just a mess. It takes a long time. Having said that, I have seen the amount of people that were really quite upset that those went away. So I think maybe once a month or something like that, I'll make it my mission, if you will, to bring back at least one of those A to B flights. Also, speaking of people being a little bit upset by videos disappearing, Simcast is another thing that people really enjoyed, and I didn't realize how much they enjoyed, and that's also going to come back. I'm going to run the same sort of schedule with it, so the beginning of every single month, first Saturday or second Saturday, I can't remember how I used to do it, but I'll let you know when the time actually comes. And then thirdly, I really want to pull away from being 199.999% flight sim on this channel. I really love flight sim, you know this. I love the flight sim community. I really wouldn't do as much as I do for myself and also for you guys if I didn't love it. But at the same time, there's only so much somebody can do before they burn out. And perhaps that's one of the reasons why my content has been so bad, if you will, over the last couple of months. I'm just really not in the right headspace for it because that's all I seem to be doing. I made a train sim video just to kind of test the waters last year, and that video pretty much took off. It got more views, more interactions, i.e. likes and dislikes even, than any other video that I've made in a long time, so maybe that should be a massive hint for me. But I do want to delve into other things. I'm going to stick with the sim genre, so we'll go with the usual train sim, maybe some other sims as well, which I've kind of delved in off camera, if you will, that I really enjoyed, and we'll see how that goes. I may kickstart a series or something like that. I really don't know. We'll see what happens. But again, this will all fall under the 2 videos at least a week that I can push out to you. Another thing that people have been asking about is X-Plane. Now, the platform itself is now on X-Plane 11. I got rid of X-Plane 10 completely the other day, and I'm now permanently using X-Plane 11. It's a little bit quirky because it keeps being updated. It's still in public beta. I think it's on 13 at the moment. And I've really not tried to record with it, so we'll see what we can do with it, and we'll see if we can bring back some X-Plane videos. I really did enjoy making the X-Plane videos. It's from an aesthetic point of view in comparison to Prepared, or P3D if you want to call it that. It is definitely better, but it's also a pain in the arse to record with, because most of the software that you try and use to record with or either crashes it or reduces it to like 5 FPS. So I'll have to have a mooch around and see whether I can find a nice solution for that. I was using 2 computers to record my videos probably before Christmas, but I'm now back onto 1 because I got myself a new setup, and I like a clean, sort of simple and spacious working environment, and having 2 computers, it's just very clunky and very meh. I don't like it. So we're back to 1 computer, but I mean, there's enough horsepower in this thing to power Donald Trump's hairline, so I mean, it's all good. Okay, so that's the whole video shenanigans out of the way. Let's turn to live streaming. There's I guess I've been hitting live streaming harder than videos, that's for sure. But at the same time, I'm still not happy with the direction that my live stream is going in. Twitch is a great platform, and it's a great platform to do things well. It's also a great platform to do things badly and feel that you're getting away with it. And I've been getting away with it for far too long. I've always been, I said this to Paul yesterday, I was talking to Paul Squirrel. I said, I've turned from a proactive person into a reactive person. And what I mean by that is when I go to stream any day of the week, be it weekend or weekday, it doesn't really matter. I just walk into my room, I sit in front of my computer, and I just go, okay, let's just hit start streaming. And then whilst the stream is, starting up and everyone's getting in the chat, it's at that point that I'm deciding what to do on that stream. And that's when the stream fails because I don't have a plan. I don't have any direction, and then I end up asking people what they want to do. 500 people give me the suggestions, and I just can't micromanage that, and we end up doing very little, and the stream is very, very boring. Now, I'm completely aware of that. I know that that's a thing, and I know that I've been definitely winging it, no pun intended, for the best part of the last year. And it's really funny. I mean, I wing it, and my stream is doing better than ever, but at the same time, I'm not happy with it. And I know people say, oh, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but at the same time, I want some sort of longevity out of this, and I feel that it's going to crash and burn pretty fast if I don't spin things around. So, with that in mind, I'm going to bring back something I tried to do a couple of years ago, which is a stream schedule. I tried to do it a couple of years ago, and I failed miserably because I tried to do it every single day at various times. I tried to do that whole, let's stream for 365 days and then take 5 years off. It doesn't work like that unless you literally have every waking minute to dedicate to streaming, and I don't. So I'm going to kind of follow suit with other streamers. Weekends seem to be the most popular time for everybody. Everyone's either finished school or work, by majority. I mean, I know people work weekends and stuff like that, but there are a lot more people around at the weekends than there are in the weekday. Plus, I'm going to add a weekday in there as well. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be dealing with the video side of things Monday through Wednesday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You won't see me on Twitch. You won't see me anywhere really. I'm not even going to bother with social media. I'm just going to get on with making quality content. And also I have to do a little bit of other contract work for people, which is irrelevant, but I can fit that in. And then on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I will be streaming consistently, unless I tell you otherwise, and I'll be posting on Twitter if I have to, go out or do something else. But I'll be streaming consistently on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, the streams over the course of those days aren't going to be like 12 or 14 or 18-hour streams. It's not going to work like that. I'm going to take it very slow and very steady to begin with, and if things are okay and I feel good about it, then we'll maybe increase the hours a little bit. So on Thursday, I'm going to start at 5 p.m. So 1700 Zulu at the moment, but that will change when the winter hours come into play. But it'll be 5 p.m. UK time, so whatever the UK time is relative to you. And then that will go through to maybe 10 or 11 p.m. UK time. And that's pretty much a dead set every single week, every Thursday. On Friday, the same again. However, I'm going to start 1 hour later and finish an hour later as well. So I'm going to start at 6 and finish at about 12. It's the start of the weekend. Everyone can stay up a bit later. Plus, there's always an event on Friday called the Friday Night Ops on VATSIM. And depending on whether they have a really nice airfield included in the event, means I will either fly for it or I won't. But just in case they do, I'll leave that extra hour open so we can at least land at the start of the event. It's never going to work well for me because I'm in the British time zone, and they're all working in American time zones, so their actual event starts at between 11 Zulu, so 2300 Zulu, and 0400 Zulu, so 4 a.m. for me. I can't stay up that late. I'm not, 15 anymore. My body hates me as it is if I stay up past sort of midnight. So that's for Friday. Saturday, I'm going to do an all-day stream. So on Saturday, we'll start at about 2 p.m. and that will run all the way through until approximately 10:30, 11 p.m. And then on Sunday, it's another late night stream, so another nighttime stream for me, starting at about 5 p.m. and then we'll finish at 10, 11ish. It really depends. The end time is negotiable. It's just the start time, which will be always dead set. And then hopefully that will bring a little bit of stability back to the stream. People will know when to expect me. I won't just be randomly popping up during the week, which is something people really don't seem to like. And then we can go from there. So just to recap, Thursday from 5 until whenever, 10, 11ish. Friday an hour later, 6 p.m. until probably midnight. Saturday again, 2 p.m. until 10, 11ish, and then Sunday 5 until 10, 11ish again. So that should hopefully solve that issue. As far as what we'll be doing during the streams, well, that's going to change from week to week. There'll always be some sort of flying, but again, like YouTube, I kind of want to diversify that too, and I'm gonna spice it up a bit with a bit more variety. It doesn't mean I'll never fly. There are a lot of conspiracies. As soon as they see something other than flight sim, people assume that I've given up with it. It's not the case. I mean, put yourself in my shoes. If you're constantly doing the same thing over and over again, if you're grinding the same sim over and over again, at what point do you get bored of that? There are people in this world that are completely okay with that and they can grind it permanently, and I absolutely take my hat off to you, but I'm not one of those people. I enjoy doing other things as well, not just flying. So yeah, that's the update in a nutshell. That's me changing things up a bit. I do need to take about 5 or 6 days off from this whole YouTube and Twitch thing just to get some things in line. I'm really behind on some real life things I need to sort out. And again, that's just bad time planning and just non-scheduling and just whatever, me being a failure. I also have my weight loss surgery coming up, which I'll talk about in another video, and that should be happening relatively soon. So that, again, it's not going to render me out of action. It's not going to render me useless, but it's still going to take a hit on my content creation. But I'm pretty sure you'll all forgive me for that if I have to be in hospital. But apart from that, I really don't want to be the person that is known for making excuses. I think I got myself a bit of a reputation for that in the past, so I'm hopefully going to change that around. Anyway, this video has gone on for far too long, but at least you now know where we stand, and at least you now understand the direction in which I wish to take things. Thank you for your continued support, as always. You have always been here regardless, and for that I definitely appreciate it. And I'll be back hopefully with some pretty decent content for you to feast your eyes on come the start of next week. So that's a week commencing the 13th of March. Okay, that's everything from me. Until next time, I bid you all farewell.